Hello and welcome to Leeds Beckett University. Whether you're a returning student or a student that's just arriving with us in September or January or an international student, you're very much welcome. So my name's Hannah. I'm one of the team managers in the Student Wellbeing Team, and I'm going to talk to you today about managing our wellbeing at university and its importance. So first of all, what is wellbeing? This is a brilliant quote from Mind that says, your mental well-being is about how you're feeling right now and how well you can cope with daily life. Our well-being can change from moment to moment, day to day or month to month. And that is perfectly true of all of us as a human race. Our physical and mental well-being are intrinsically linked. And we can all struggle at points, me included. So what is the importance of wellbeing and learning? This quote by Gareth Hughes is really helpful, and I'll signpost you to this book at the end of the presentation because it's really helpful. Our wellbeing and our learning are linked. When you improve one, you can frequently improve the other. And what he's talking about there is that our physical, social and emotional health can be influenced by our academic experiences, and our academic experiences can also influence those three facets of our life. So let's think about our well-being and how we're managing it, because actually if you're somebody who's left home for the first time, or you're a parent or carer and you're coming back to university and you've got little children, or you've got a job, or you're an international student who's navigating an entirely new culture or different way of learning, you have already got some internal resources that mean you are able to take on the things that you're taking on, and that you've made some really good decisions based on your own resources. So let's think about what they might be. Here are the 5 ways to wellbeing, and essentially the New Economics Foundation did a meta-analysis of all the things that support our mental health and wellbeing and distilled them into these 5 areas. So connect, give, take notice, keep learning and be active. If we think about connection in the first instance, this is about making your connections, talking and listening to people, being there and feeling connected. It could be with your flatmates or people in your block. It could be connecting to campus or societies. It could be connecting to your friends and family when you feel a little bit isolated or alone. Whatever it is, it's about connecting to each other. We're sociable animals and we do well when we're together. The other thing is to give, and that's, as it says here, your time, your words or presence. These things are incredibly important. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture of giving or volunteering for an organisation, although that's brilliant. This is about giving time to people, asking somebody how they are, giving a smile, looking after each other and taking notice, which is the next thing. So simple things bring us joy. For me, it's definitely about being outside, having the wind in my hair, being on my bike, looking at the trees, being in nature. So what are the things that bring you joy? Is it seeing your dog? Is it connecting with friends? Is it a beautiful full moon or a sunset? Those things are the things that can be important to us. So remember to look for those, the simple things. Obviously, you're at university, so keeping learning is something that you're going to be doing. You're going to be embracing new opportunities and experiences. And what I would say is, don't worry if it doesn't go perfectly well in the first instance. If you're not getting the marks that you expected in your essays, that's okay. Sometimes learning is hard and we don't always achieve in the same way that we thought we might. So that's all right. Just speak to your academic advisors, speak to your course directors, and they may be able to point you in the right direction. And lastly, being active. It's no surprise, we know that moving our body can improve our mood, but this can be really simple things like orientating yourself to a new place where you live, finding a park that's close by, finding a laundrette or your favourite supermarket, using the stairs instead of the lift. These things can really make a difference to your day, but also they can really enhance your learning. So if you're changing your context, it gives you much more creative flow. It can help you with any writer's block. So just consider that when you're busy with your essays or your revision. If you get stuck, student advice is a great place that can signpost you to really many different services. We've got 2 student service centres. One is at Leslie Silver Building in City and one is at Priestley Hall at Headingley. This team are a great bunch of people who are really happy to help and give advice about what it is that you might need. The second thing is about disability advice. If you have a disability, it's really important that we know about that so that we can help implement reasonable adjustments for your course. The disability team provide advice and support about how to apply for relevant funding such as DSA. And we have to remember that not all disabilities are visible. So sometimes things like depression or anxiety, ADHD, dyslexia, autism, for example, aren't always seen by others. But I would encourage you to get in touch with the disability team if you need some support. The other thing is about registering with a GP. Many people forget to do this, but if you Google find a GP near me. It will let you put in your postcode and find the doctor that is closest to you. It's absolutely fine when you're well because you forget about it. But when you're unwell and you need to go to the doctors for anything, it can be really frustrating when you have to then go home back to your original, wherever it is that you've come from, in order to access some support. So I would recommend that you do this. It's really simple. It's a really good resource. Student Space is something online that you can access if you're not a person who wants to ask for help, but you want to have a look for some things yourself. You can see here lots of specialist support, but also importantly, email support and text message support, which is a lot of students have said is helpful. And it's, from student minds, so it's by students for students. And then there's us. If things become unmanageable or your wellbeing just isn't as good as you think it ought to be and you're not too sure what to do, you can get in touch with us. We can either signpost you to different services or you might need some specialist support from our team, and that's absolutely fine. You can also find out of hours and crisis support on the website there. And finally is the resources that I talked about, the references. Here is Gareth Hughes' Be Well, Learn Well. Really easy read and really helps if you think about how you're feeling in your academic performance. So thank you so much. I wish you the very best of luck. Take good care. Bye.